And they said living in a pillager outpost was going to be dangerous. Huh. Oh! Ah, these things. Ow! Ah! Brave or stupid? Brave or stupid? I don't know. Was it brave or stupid? Either way, this is home now. Home with the pillagers. Yeah, okay. That's enough of them for one day. Welcome back to another episode here on the Legacy 3 server. And I'm in my new house. This is my pillager outpost, and we moved into this in the last episode. Since then, I haven't really made any progress. I thought we would do that together because this is going to be such an adventure. But we have a few problems to solve. Let's just go up here where I hope it's a bit more safe. Yes, this is the safest room in the outpost and I love it in here. We have a few problems to solve. The first one is, I have this much armor and I need to get a lot more iron from mining down in the cave so that I can be much more defended out here because at the moment these pillagers are attacking me all the time, which I guess leads to problem 2, and that's my health. Have a look down there. We have 5.5 hearts right now, and this is all I have left. Rotten flesh. And I tell you what, it's not doing the job. Not really, not at all. We need to set up some food production pronto. One of the things, let me just remove this armor because, why don't we look at me instead? One of the things about this season is that everyone's working together towards communal farms and communal storage, which means that if I wanted to, I could upgrade to full diamond or netherite with full mending and an elytra, all in about 5 minutes if I wanted to. But I say, where would be the fun in that? The struggle in the early game is part of the fun, and that's how I prefer to play. We can definitely start pitching in on some of the community stuff once we've got ourselves set up. But for now, I want to grind it out and get started my way. So we need to get onto these priorities and get them sorted out as quickly as possible. Up until now, we've been living here, in this little hole, and this just really isn't good enough. It's out here where we've got lots of dangers, such as nighttime and pillagers in these boats, and we've got this powdered snow down here, and even the other day there was a stray that was attacking me with arrows of slowness. The pillager outpost is just over there, so we need to move everything from in here into the outpost now. And the reason that I want to do that now is because it'll mean that I have to deal with problems like access and fortification and things like that as early as possible. And I won't have to make this trip to and from these chests over here. But there are a few goodies in here which will help us out because I did do some mining. We've got some diamonds and some copper. That's probably not much help, but we've got lots of other things that'll help us here. So I'm going to make the journey across to the other side of... Oh. Yeah, that was smart. Ow! Actually, that was not too bad, was it? We actually only lost, hello, a handful of hearts. Here's the front door. Made it. Ouch. Right in the neck. Out of everything in the cave, this is probably the most important thing because with this, I can set my spawn. And if I die, or rather when I die, because it happens quite a lot, I'll be able to just respawn here in the safe room and then go down and collect my gear that's probably all down the mountainside. Respawn point set. That makes me feel much more safe. Oh, we might have a bit of a problem here. Yes, it's our favorite friend. The captain. Oh, he's disappeared. That's good. Whew. All right. But did you see that? The bed did its job, didn't it? That was amazing. Okay, I'm being very careful just to make sure that they've gone away again. What happened was I was working on this space down here. I'm going to build a bit of a farm down here so that we can get a food supply going. And this is what's great. It opens up to the outside here because there's this section underneath the pillager outpost. And I knew that I wanted to... let's close this up right now before we get any more unwelcome guests. I wanted to turn this into some sort of additional entrance way so that we could maybe just fly on in the future and then just go straight into the base here and use this section for that. But for the moment, it's going to be turned into our food production area, so I'd better get on with the digging. Oh, and by the way, I did get myself one Mending Silk Touch Unbreaking pickaxe just to make my life a little bit easier, and that is thanks to the communal villager trading hall that's currently in progress. Har, har, har. That's all I hear day in, day out. Pillagers all around me. Sooner or later, I feel like I might even turn into one. It was bound to happen sooner or later. I've been quite busy down here, and as you can see, we now have our starter wheat farm, and I think it looks quite nice down here and kind of blends in with the build upstairs. We also have one of these to give us this nice pretty particle effect. But these wheat crops are going to give me all of the sustenance I need. Just in case I run out of food, I can come down here and quickly craft up some bread. We've even got a little composting unit here so I can recycle some of the seeds and turn that back into bone meal just to help me out that little bit more if I need it. So I'll be harvesting this up as soon as everything grows and getting as much bread as I can. But in the meantime, I want to start having a look at solving some of our other problems. Well, as you can imagine, one of the big problems we face around here are these things. Just look at them all. They keep spawning, regardless of the fact that I've trapped so many of them in boats. We have 3 of these captain things right now. That's quite a lot of them. So we need to figure out how to spawn-proof this area so that we can control the spawning a little bit better. I don't mind if they spawn in this area, I just don't want them to get in my way or get in my guests' way and just cause a general nuisance. So I was thinking, because we're up here in the mountains, we have a lot of snow around us, and it all looks very natural. What I do want to do is I do want to transform this area, but I also want to keep some of these mountains looking quite natural, and putting things like carpet and other blocks like that probably won't make the mountains look as natural as they should. But there is one trick we can do with the snow layers, in fact. If I just get out my shovel here, I'll just dig up a few snowballs. So right here, we currently have 4 spawnable blocks. These blocks here have 1 snow layer on them, and unfortunately, 1 snow layer isn't enough to prevent spawns. Otherwise, they wouldn't be spawning anywhere. Oh, hello. But what we can do is we can actually get some snow layers like this, and we can place down 2 snow layers on a block like this, and 2 snow layers is enough to prevent spawning on that block. So all we need to do is farm up enough snow and then just continuously move around this area and put down as much double layer snow as we can, and it should actually stop them from spawning. And we only need to do this within about 40 blocks of the center of the tower in all of the directions, so it's probably thousands of layers of snow, but I think it's going to be worth it. You may be thinking we could just use good old-fashioned light, and you'd be right, we could. I could spam the mountain range here with torches, but there are a couple of reasons that I don't want to do that. First, in Minecraft 1.18, there's been a change to the way that mob spawning works, where if I place down a torch, let's say just anywhere, then mobs can no longer spawn as long as there's any light level. In other words, mobs can only spawn when there's a light level of 0. But unfortunately, that doesn't apply here at the outpost. The pillagers are still going to spawn around this within the boundary box of the outpost as long as the light level is 7 or below, which means that I'd have to absolutely ruin the entire landscape and fill it up with light sources, and I just don't want to do that. I've come over here to a single-player creative world because we can use one of the many utilities available to us for Minecraft to help us figure out exactly how much spawn proofing we're going to need to do around our own pillager outpost on the Season 3 Legacy server. So I'm using a utility called Bounding Box Outline Reloaded, and I've set it up to show me the perimeter of the spawning area around a pillager outpost. And if I press B, you'll see that it brings up this spawn boundary box. So if I just head out, we can see the entire thing. And there we go. So that gives us a bit of an idea about how far out from the center of the pillager outpost we need to set up our own spawn proofing. And so by counting from the center block right here, I can just figure out exactly how far out in each direction I need to go. So let's mark this block first, and then we'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It turns out it was 37 blocks away from the center of the tower, so I'd say in our world, all we need to do is spawn proof all the way out to about 40 from the center just to be safe, and that should do the job. I think the spawn proofing is just something I'm going to have to do over a long period of time out there and just get it done bit by bit. But in order to do it, I'm going to need a snowman. So I thought I'd use my little AFK room here, which I built when I built out this thing, and turn this into a small snow factory. Just a couple of snowmen, I think, would do the trick, and I can just harvest as much snow as I need, because I did the calculations and I'm going to need about 6,500 snow layers in order to spawn proof this area. And that's a lot of snow layers. Now, this is absolutely going to be nothing fancy. It's just to get me by for the moment. So I think we should be able to create a snow golem right here like that. No. Does its arms need to be free? I don't know. Let me try that again. I think I need to have this little area open here because I think it needs enough space to be able to actually spawn in. Although I'm not sure. I haven't done this for such a long time. No? No? What's wrong with this thing? Okay, I'm pretty sure there's definitely enough space now. So let me try and place it right here in the middle. No. What am I doing wrong? Do I need to look this up? Ah, they changed it when they changed the pumpkins, didn't they? So what we need to do is put 2 snow blocks here and then we'll get our pumpkin head. Now what we need to do is take our shears and we have ourselves a snow golem. There you are. So unfortunately, you're a bit too far back now. I just want you at the front, so I need to do some repairs. But I should be able to take my shovel now, basically, and get as much snow as I could possibly ever need. Ooh, snow layers are expensive. Now, it's mostly up the back here where I think most of the problem is. For some reason, they do spawn down here around the front, but they're much less of a problem. Probably because they don't get line of sight and can't make their way up to me as easily, like that fool down there. So I think what we're going to do is just circle round the base for a bit at first and get a good perimeter going just close to the Pillager Outpost. And then we'll start moving our way up the back sections here and starting to spawn-proof all of that area. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I made this little texture pack which I thought might help me out quite a bit. It shows me the number of snow layers on any given block. At the moment it says 1 everywhere because, well, basically there's just 1 snow everywhere. But if I, let's say, place a couple of snow blocks down, it now says 2. So I can use this as a bit of a guide to help me figure out where I've done and where I haven't because it's really difficult to tell. So I need to get downstairs and start placing. And I'm not going to jump. I managed to do a little bit of spawn proofing out here, basically this front section and a little bit around the sides, but not very much else. I already ran out of snow layers, but I didn't have very many to begin with. But the main problem isn't the snow layers, it's my armor. It's terrible. It's just basic iron armor, no enchants, and so anytime I run into a small group of these pillager things, they just annihilate me. I haven't died yet, thankfully, or at least not while I've been spawn-proofing out here. I've definitely died many times up until this point, but I think that I have to work on my armor. I don't think I'm going to be able to progress too much further unless I address that issue. So many issues to address, right? I've come out into the wilderness to try and find me some free-range cows because we're going to need the leather in order to do the enchanting that we need in order to beef up our armor. There's the Pillager Outpost way over there up on the mountain, and over here I've found some cows. But between me and the cows lies this. There she is. I don't want to startle her. I'm just going to creep up very slowly and flash my wheat. Hopefully she'll be interested. Don't. Oh, look, a wolf. We'll have to come back for that later. Come on, cow. I need to take you home with me. Look at this lovely wheat. Yes, you know you want it. We're going to have to do this old school because I don't have any leads on me. And I really hope that there's more of you because... I don't want to take just one cow. I need to breed you up. Do you see what I see? Up there, in the distance, it's your long-lost friend. Let's go and find her. Look at those little babbies. Good girls. I thought setting it up down here instead of up there would be much more safe, and we'll breed them up and get our bookshelves ready. Sorry, I didn't mean for you to hear that. Well, our emergency food supply is coming along nicely, and I've been doing a little bit of work upstairs as well to prepare for our enchanting session. I've carved out a tunnel here behind the Pillager Outpost and created a room where we can set up our enchanting table. As you can see, it's got greenery on each side just to make it look really nice and some diamonds in the ceiling because, you know, why not? But you might notice that there's something missing. That's right. We don't even have an enchanting table, nor do we have any of the bookshelves that we need to go around the enchanting table. So Oh, must be a delivery. It could be my order of books, actually, because they're what I needed to put my enchanting setup together. So let's have a look in here. We have some paper and some logs and consignment 2 downhill. Some self-assembly required. Downhill. Oh, downhill. Okay, we better go check this out. Well, now I know what they mean when they say some self-assembly required. Okay, look away if you're squeamish. Sword at the ready. That was gruesome. But don't you love it when you get a free gift with your order? Well, I'm hoping we've got enough to get us going now, so let's take a quick look here. So we need our leather and we need our paper to make tons of books. How many does that give us? 32. I'm not even sure if that's enough, is it? I haven't even done the calculations, but the first thing we need to do is create our enchanting table, and we need this to do it, of course. So let's make that right now and plop that down right here in the middle. That's exactly where it needs to be. Okay, over to the bookshelves. Now, how many am I going to be able to make out of this? 10. Is that enough? I don't think it's enough, but you know what? That's okay. We can add more when we breed more cows down there. That's what they're for after all. Okay, we're going to be a little bit short. We're going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 short. Maybe I should have bred more cows, but never mind. We're almost there. Well, in the end, we got there. Almost. I mean, I did finish the enchanting area, but I only have 22 levels at the moment, and I probably need 30 at least in order to enchant something decent. It's quite funny, actually, because I have so many pillagers around me, but they kill me so often that I've been losing all of my levels, so I might have to be a bit more careful with them and try and get up to at least level 30 and get everything enchanted and ready to go. I definitely don't have enough diamonds yet for a full set of diamond armor, but I'm hoping that I will soon, and then I might have to figure out how to get some mending on everything so that I don't lose all the durability on my gear out there and we can be more efficient. Well, as you can see behind me, we've got a lot of work ahead of us to get all of these snow layers placed on the ground to stop these pillagers from spawning all over the place. I'd love to hear your feedback too, because I want to transform this area into a bit of a pillager village, or something like that, a bit of a sanctuary for the pillagers to hang out with. They'd have lots of different buildings doing different things and different farms and things like that that the pillagers might need as part of their everyday lives. In terms of me, I think one of the next jobs that I've got to do is get myself an elytra because we need to get airborne. There's a lot of stuff out there way over there, and it's actually quite annoying if I want to travel through the forest here to and from just to get some resources or just to meet up with other people, and everyone else is flying around, so I want to as well. But for now, the sun's going down and it's the end of the episode, so thank you very much for joining me, and I hope to see you in the next episode here on the Legacy Season 3 server. Thanks again to my amazing patrons for supporting me, and I'll see everybody in the next episode. I'll see you next time.